All right. So this is getting filmed in the past and released to you, whatever day this is, probably Wednesday, I'm assuming. Just going to talk a little bit about goals for the end of the year. Let me grab my chalkboard here so I can give you a little more um, interesting of a thing to look at. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. So by the end of the year, a couple big things I want to accomplish. Obviously, YouTube related goals. I would love to hit 5K subscribers by the end of the year. I feel like that's doable. Not really sure. Based on how it's been increasing exponentially, I think that's doable, but we'll have to wait and see. And then I also want to get something going for the membership side of it, but we'll focus more on the physical goals for today, just to give you a little tidbit there. First thing is by the end of the year, not necessarily like December, 29th, 30th, whatever, just some point in between now and the end of the year, I would like to do 650 deadlift, which I believe is 296 kg, something like that. So I feel like that's pretty doable because the 600 felt good and the 600 was on a cut. So we're going back into the bulk. The body weight will increase. Typically with body weight increase, strength increases. So 50 pounds, we'll see. So that's the heaviest goal weight-wise. Below that, I'd like to lock in 320 farmer carry per hand, obviously. The reason for that number is I feel like whatever my deadlift is, typically that pairs pretty well with my max on farmer carry. So I think if I can do a 650 deadlift, I can pick up 320 and move with it. And then for bench, a 365 x1, 315 x6 bench. I think that's, I don't know, I feel like that's definitely doable. I mean, just yesterday I hit 320 with a pause for 2, and that's at a low body weight, 204, I think it was yesterday or something like that. So I think, again, going up to 220 with more of a focus on strength. For reference, I hit, on the bulk, I hit 275 for like 9.999 reps. Now, with my top end strength I hit the 340 more recently as a max. I'm only doing 260 for like 7 to 8 reps. So I was doing 275 for 9. Now I'm doing 260 for 7 to 8. I've just been focusing more on the 1 rep. So if I get my body weight back up, I think that the top end is potentially already there, even if that makes sense, because I did volume for such a long period of time. I just never tested the 1 rep. So that's my reasoning there on the bench. Let's see. Log press. I would like to get a set with 200 strict press. We'll say for 4 log press. So 200 for 4 strict press, not push press. Obviously you can do more if you push press, but I've seen some really, really good delt gains and improvements overall in my shoulders by doing strict log press. I know that at some point in time I can add in the push press if I need to. Like I know with typical competition, I think weight is usually around 230 or something like that. So it would definitely be something I have to practice. I'm not saying like, oh, I'd easily pick up 30 or 40 pounds with the push press, but that just wouldn't happen. I'd be all uncoordinated, wouldn't really figure out how to do it unless I practiced it leading up. So that's strict log press, 200 for 4. Squat. I did the 430, felt pretty good. Kind of tried to pause it. Didn't really get a pause. So I don't think that 500 would be in the cards for this year, but I do think that a good solid, say 470, possibly. But that's if I can get the lower back thing figured out with the squat shoes. Once I can get that squared away, I've been a little more cautious because nobody wants to aggravate their lower back. So I'm doing a little more front squats until I get the Olympic lifting shoes in and can kind of test those out a little better. All right. So, and then along with that, 405 for 8. I should take a picture of this afterwards so I have good documentation. Yeah, again, it's kind of like the 500. As much as I'd like to put 500 down, and I think it's great, reaching for the stars with your goals and whatnot, but I do think you've got to put goals that you can hit reasonably. I'm not sure I 100% agree with the approach of just set an unrealistic goal or a ridiculous goal, and then, well, if you get close, you'll feel good. No, it's good to set a goal and then accomplish that and then adjust the goal. Like if I'd said the last time I maxed, let me try and get a 630 deadlift. Probably would have failed that, but I did a 600 and felt really, really good about it. And then in the back of my head, I thought, okay, if I bulk and work at it for another couple months, maybe then I can hit 630. You know what I mean? Every success you have, you build on that, and vice versa. Every failure you have can start to work against you mentally. So if you can line up a lot of successes in a row and feel really good, like with a bench, the last 8 weeks has been absolutely epic because I've been doing heavy single work, triples, doubles. Bryant, that was his recommendation. It was an excellent recommendation. As I was cutting, trying to figure out a way to retain some of the mass and strength, but knowing that I'm not going to be able to do like a heavy set of 8 to 10 that I could before. However, I could push the 1 to 3 rep range. All those bench workouts in a row being successful is what powers the next workout, because you just get this confidence, like, you haven't failed over 8 weeks, so why would you fail the next workout? So that's where I think, like, it's good to have goals that you can actually accomplish and achieve, so that then you can build upon those goals and look forward and staying safe. Like if I tried a 630 deadlift, probably would have pulled something pretty bad in the back potentially, or it might have just not moved off the ground. It would have been a crappy video. Either way, I think that the solid victory is worth more. Like any PR is good. Any PR can motivate you and get you fired up. So that's my thought process there. 4 or 5 for 8. Front squat, we did 370 on Sunday, and it felt good. And again, on a cut with more weight, more bloat to fill out the belt. I'm almost dropping down a belt notch now. And my front squat obviously is less than my back squat, but it's never been that far off. I think I would guess typically for people, the back squat is that much more ahead, but that could be because people are doing low bar. Could be for a lot of different reasons based on technique. I try and keep my squats a little more quad focused, less lower back. Low bar just does not feel great on my back, so I stick to high bar. It's what works for me. Front squat 400. That'll be absolutely epic. This bar I'm using will probably snap in half. It's definitely not meant for that much weight. Then 315 for 10. I've done 315 for either 7 or 8. I forget. It was a little while ago now, so I think that'll be easier as opposed to the 400. And oh yeah, obviously, hit 220 body weight. A lean 220. Like, I know there are probably people out there that are similar height that are 220. And it, maybe it was easy to get to that weight. And I think if I just ate a ton of Pop-Tarts and Cinnamon Toast Crunch again, I would probably get there. But I want it to be a little bit of a slower process so that when I get there, it's a physique I'm happy with. You know what I mean? So I'll have another, by the end of the year, I'll have another 6 months, something like that. Different ways to go about the gaining the weight. The net message is, as you gain weight, your strength typically goes up. I just want to do it slowly and steadily. I guess I need to add about 15 pounds over the course of 6 months. Feel like that's doable, reasonable. But we'll see. Yeah, that's those are the goals. I mean, there's some other goals in there, but I'm not going to set any pull-up or chin-up goals, because as my body weight goes up, those are going to get tougher again. So nothing there. I'm trying to think. I'm going to go back to the log press tomorrow, more than likely. I like the barbell press and all, but I haven't seen that much in the way of gains from it. It's been mainly the log press and the behind the neck press. But yeah, I think that's it. Trying to see if I missed anything. Deadlifts. Oh, well, I would like to hit a 545 for 10 on deadlifts, but that's almost tougher than the 600, so the 650. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Interested to hear what your goals are for the year. If you want to drop a comment and just drop what your goals are by the end of the year, I think that'd be really interesting to see what other people are trying to do and what kind of time frame they're setting themselves. I feel like this is all reasonable, but only time will tell, right? It's good to have good documentation of your goals so that you don't cut yourself any slack and say, well, I said maybe 630 deadlift. It's like, no, I wrote it all down. It's there. I can refer back to it. Document, document, document. So that's it. I'm going to do a back and bicep workout now. And then tomorrow, I honestly don't know what you're going to see because this video is being filmed in the past. All right. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. And thank you so much for your support as always. Peace.